Good evening all and welcome to another video on All Hail the Ale. It's Saturday night, which means it's craft beer night. And the beer we're going for tonight is a new one from Sainsbury's, or it is to me anyway. It's by the Horns Brewing Co. It's this one. It is Warped Reverb. And Warped Reverb is a West Coast IPA. It describes itself as piney, citrus and hoppy, and it weighs in at 6%. It costs you £3 in your local Sainsbury's. And it says on the back, here we go, all beer, no bull. We have a progressively traditional attitude towards brewing our beers, combining flavour, tradition, skill and experience in a forward-thinking manner. Warped Reverb is our big and bold interpretation of a West Coast IPA, brewed with Simcoe, Idaho-7 and Mosaic hops, with a bold bitterness of 65 IBUs, 6% ABV and dry hopped at 12 grams per litre. This beer will continuously tantalise those taste buds with waves of flavour. Now, there's two things I absolutely love already. Number one, it's a West Coast, and number two, it's got Mosaic in it. One of my favourite hops of the modern variety. So without further ado, let's get it out and into a glass and see what we think. This is the first beer I've had from this brewery, so I don't know what to expect. Pouring into my Cloudwater glass, the pour is, as I would expect for a Westie, pale, clear. Let's get a little head on that, not masses. That'll do. Let's look at the beer in the glass. It is golden, clear, well carbonated. Nice little roll on it. Suggests there's some good body to it. Nice bit of carbonation coming up from the nucleation points. It looks good. Let's have a whiff. Lovely orange notes, as I was hoping for. There is a little bit of sweetness as well. Think pineapple coming through. Sweet citrus, pineapple, no resin, which I was hoping for. I'm looking for dankness, I'm looking for stone fruit. I'm getting maybe a little peach, but no dankness to speak of from the Mosaic, and certainly none of the savoury sort of qualities that Mosaic can bring. So, looks good. Smells really sweet and juicy. See what it tastes like. Cheers. That's nice. That is nice. You've got a really good body to it. It's medium weight, silky smooth carbonation. And the flavours are in the vibe of a West Coast. You've got that clean citrus that brings a pithy bitterness behind it. And you've got a sweetness that kind of balances it really quite well. It's an interesting take on a Westie. You've got just a hint of resin, just a hint, little bit piney, not massive. It is quite well hopped. I've got to say that it's a really good hop presence. It's not over the top. It's not lacking in any way, shape, or form. But the malts are really good here too. They're really quite robust and hold everything up. It's like a good foundation. So clean tasting, so fresh. And the finish is quite sweet. The bitterness is really subtle on the back end. And there is an almost pineapple-like finish on this one. Almost. Not bad. So, before we give it my points, we're going to go to the scoreboard of joy, which says that there have been 1,100 check-ins and an average score of 3.55, which is not bad at all, let's be honest, especially for a beer that only cost you £3 in your local Sainsbury's. My score might be a bit different to that. As always, we've got the looks, the aroma, the body, the taste, and the finish, and the bonus points. So, the looks, I like it. I do. It's the right colour. It's the right level of clarity. It delivers a nice head. It looks great in the glass. It delivers on what a West Coast should, doesn't it? Look at that. It looks nice. It looks really nice. Any reason to give it anything less than a point? Not really, so I'm going to give it one. The aromas are lighter than I was expecting for a Westie, but nevertheless, they're delicious. Nice citrus, little hint of pineapple, a touch of something stone fruity, but generally quite light on the nose. I find a good West Coast for me is a lot more bold and in your face. This one it's good. I like what's there. I just want more of it. So I'm going to give it 0.75. The body, cannot fault at all. It's a lovely medium weight, great carbonation, clean and crisp in the mouth. Really full in the mouth as well. I'm giving it a point. Can't fault that at all. Flavour, again, I really like it. It's not your typical West Coast. It's not big, bold, super pithy orange. It has got some of that going on, but it's a little bit sweeter, a little bit more tropical than your average West Coast. It's a nice take on it. But again, I just want more bitterness from my Westies. So I'm going to give it the 0.75 again. And I think much the same with the finish. I look for big, pithy, grapefruity, orangey bitterness on that back end with bucket loads more resin than is here. Again, I like what it's doing. But for me, when I buy a West Coast, I want more bitterness, more hops, and general more boldness. So again, I'm going to give it the 0.75, which gives it a total of 4.25 out of 5. And it sounds like I've been bashing it, but I haven't. 4.25 out of 5 is a great score for any beer. But I just like my Westies a little bit more traditional, shall we say. So, bonus points. It can't have the full bonus because it didn't get a full 5 out of 5. But £3 for a can of something really tasty, definitely value for money. And would I buy it again? Yes, I would. I absolutely would buy that again because it delivers on a really nice flavour. It's not your typical West Coast. It's a lighter West Coast with something just a little bit sweeter going on for those who don't like them quite so bitter. So there we go. By the Horns has got 4.25 out of 5 with 2 bonus points of value for money and buying again. So yeah, great first impression from By the Horns Brewery. Warped Reverb. I love the name Warped Reverb. I love Reverb as a guitar player myself. Warping it with a few other special effects is pretty cool. And it's a cool name for a beer. Piney, citrusy and hoppy. It's definitely citrusy and hoppy. Not so much on the piney, but nevertheless, it's a damn tasty beer. If you've not tried it before, definitely do, because it's a tasty one. That's been the beer. I've been me. Those down there are the buttons. You know exactly what to do with them by now. You've got your like, comment, dislike, and subscribe. Choose any combination of them as you wish. And I'll see you again soon for another one. Bye for now.